we're trying to try out a new restaurant, we always search on Yelp, right? We look at the reviews and we always research. When it comes to money, people make weird decisions. So it's all about risk to reward.
This is the wildest thing I've ever seen in front of me at a restaurant.
By now, you've heard what's going on with crypto, from it potentially replacing money to NFT art pieces to the future of the metaverse. It's definitely an exciting but confusing space. That's why we started this series, Upside Mindset, to link up with successful people who are on the cutting edge of what's happening and have them help explain in simple terms what's going on. We're not endorsing anyone or anything, just having a conversation over good food and hoping to learn something. Today, we're going to be talking with Munkjin, a Mongolian who moved to America as a teenager and worked his way up from being a dishwasher to now being a multi-millionaire through trading stocks and crypto and teaching others how to do it. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Upside Mindset mixed with Fung Bros Food. Today, we have a Mongolian and Korean feast in this video. And we have a special guest, Munkjin. We have a lot to talk about. We're talking about food, culture, and actually your upcoming crypto project.
Hi everybody, my name is Munkjin Atombat. So I'm a day trader, equity investor, also a crypto bull. Been investing into crypto since 2016, 15, back in the day when it wasn't really cool. And now I'm all about giving back to the community.
Right now, we have a bunch of fresh Mongolian food on the table. David, this is low-key one of your favorite cuisines.
Yeah. We came here when it was, I want to say Golden Horse. Now it's switched over to Arang, and it was cool. So I guess what are we looking at real quick? Because we are having some Mongolian dishes that we have never had before. Okay.
This is called choyubang, adopted from a Chinese dish. This is a stir-fried noodle with lamb head.
I knew that did not look like some regular meat, man.
Yeah.
Is this a dish that you are currently eating in Mongolia? Like, are these dishes that you eat in Mongolia right now?
This was actually one of my favorite restaurants when I come in LA.
Oh.
Because they actually really have this authentic Mongolian dishes. The unique thing about the Mongolian dishes is all the dishes that you have in a Mongolian restaurant is exactly the same as what you have it at home. The restaurant food is a little different than homey food, but this is actually like homey and warming food.
Lamb head choyubang. Dude, if you guys haven't had Mongolian food, you guys owe it to yourself to try this because, man, underrated.
Yeah, I think this is my first time having lamb head. Only weird in my mind. In my mouth, it tastes great.
This is lamb liver.
We going from lamb head to lamb liver.
Let's do it. Yeah. Lamb liver. How do you say this in Mongolian?
Then the next dish, we're gonna have lamb guts. All right?
And then
I came here when I was 17, right out of graduating high school in Mongolia. When I first came here, I didn't have college tuition money. So I realized, okay, I have to start working. So I searched for all the local Asian restaurants numbers, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, because I thought I'm more close. I will be more close towards Asian people and they would probably hire me the better. Oh. And so I started calling them up. It was fortunate enough that I speak Japanese. So I spoke with the Japanese owner.
Where did you learn Japanese?
Well, I lived in Japan for a year when I was in middle school.
Can you say something for people?
はじめまして、私の名前はムクジュンです。どうぞよろしくお願いいたします。So this is called hosho.
Alright, I'm gonna split this up.
Meat pie.
It's still crispy.
Juicy
hey,
inside.
Any meat pie from any culture, I am down for.
Yo, that's one of my favorite guys.
David here.
This is a 10 out of 10 to me, man.
Oh. Just a little bit.
That's
flour.
good.
See how stuffed it is? Full of meat.
Yo. Isn't there a saying in Mongolia, grass is for cows and meat is for humans?
Mm-hmm. Lots of meat is for humans. We eat a lot of meat, man.
Hard to be a vegan in Mongolia.
Yeah, because we have such a harsh weather in the winter, right? So you have to eat meat to stay warm and get through that like minus 40 Celsius degree.
Absolutely.
So anyway, you are working at the Japanese restaurant as a dishwasher and then a cook, right? You kind of move up the ladder.
Yeah, I started off as a dishwasher and then I worked my way up to become a sushi chef and then a head chef.
You're as a head sushi chef and then you're like, you know what? It's time for me to move on to college?
Yeah, because I thought, if I'm gonna keep on making sushi, I'm gonna keep on doing this for my whole life, right? Like standing on your feet for 10, 12 hours a day, not to crap on other sushi chefs, but it's a hard job, man. So I thought I have to do something else. I have to go to college, get educated. Working at a restaurant, getting paid minimum wages, working hourly jobs was a turning point for me because I realized that if I don't actually make my dream, like realize those dreams, if I don't do something about it, then I'm gonna keep on doing this for the rest of my life. But I didn't like it. That's why I wanted to get into more of a business side, more of the financial side of the world. That's why I started research back when I was like 20.
Seems like you always had this inner drive though, even though you were caught up in this situation and you were able to, move up out of it. But like, what is that inspiration, that motivation inside of you? Where does it come from?
I grew up with my grandparents. Parents got divorced when I was around 4, and one of them left to Japan for PhD. That's why I went to, be with my mother when I was in Japan. So I grew up with my grandparents, and I see all these kids, their parents, living more happier life than me, right? Okay, in the future, I'm gonna live the better life than you. I'm gonna have all these things that you guys have. I'm gonna even have better. And I'm gonna provide better things for my kids. I'm gonna provide better things for my community. That was always that inner thrive that kept me going.
You're saying that seeing that disparity between the situation you got born into and the situation that other people got born into fueled that fire, that drive, that willpower to rise up.
Yeah, absolutely. If I fight with a bigger kid than me, if he's like beaten me once or twice, I would always come back, right? Give him the hard time. And until I beat him. So that was from my childhood mentality. So that's why when it comes to trading, so what? I lose a little bit of money. So what? I blow a couple of accounts. But if I keep coming back, if I not make the same mistakes that I did before, if I actually learn from those mistakes and become a brand new me, then I knew someday I would make it. Because like 90% of new traders fail, but 10% make it. Like, I always wanted to be a part of that 10%, not the failure 90%, right?
Right.
If I don't do it, then I'm going back to making sushi.
This is the wildest thing I've ever seen in front of me at a restaurant. I've eaten a scorpion before. I've eaten some weird stuff, but this...
It's actually one of the most prestige food that we serve our guests
Oh.
in our home.
Is this a pretty common way to serve it in Mongolia?
Yeah, absolutely. You have all your vegetables, and then you have a raw onion. That's exactly how we eat it. You have a little bit of cucumber, tomato, some modern stuff. But back in the day, just some veggies, green vegetables, and then just have it devour.
Oh yeah, what do we have here?
We call it huta. This is like a very rich flavor lamb soup. It's full of nutrients, fat, and we got you see that glass noodle thing? It's a little bit of Chinese culture, but still, it's very good dish.
Moving on, we have a dish that I know is from the steppes. I believe Tibetans eat this as well. Dumplings in the milk.
This is a milk tea soup with little dumplings with lamb. Eat it when it snows or rains, when it gets cold.
We have a different type of balls, right? Is this balls or is that something else?
Yeah, this is like, we call it mantung balls. Mantung means it's like the flour is more like a bakery type of flour. I'm not sure how to explain it.
Yeah, because it sounds like mantou.
Yeah, mando. Yeah, mando. That's exactly it.
You guys, man, in an age of Sichuan, I love Sichuan food, but you got to try Mongolian food, and some of the foods with just the salt and pepper. So anyway, continue telling the story, about you're at the University of Washington. You're learning about finance through your own means. If you guys know about business school, they kind of teach you to just invest in like index funds,
right?
Or just like work for somebody.
Absolutely.
And get a 401k. They're not really teaching you all these options and calls and puts. You're getting into it.
It's always good to have the book knowledge and then the practical knowledge, right? You apply it in life, and then you actually learn through trial and error. So book knowledge teaches you all the structures, how the financial system works, but the practical, the life lesson that you learn from trial and error actually sticks with you for the rest of your life. I like to compare trading to more of a marathon runner. Right now I'm a little fat, if I try to run a marathon tomorrow, I cannot do it. I have to prepare my body, my cardiovascular, like my heart, right? And then you have to train for years to run that like 10 miles.
Exactly.
Right?
And you just getting up from this meal and running that marathon right now, that would be like somebody who just got off their seat and was like, oh, Robinhood, Coinbase, like, right. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of money off this, and then think that it's gonna go fine. I've been part of this in the early days when we started trading and getting into crypto. It was like, you just wanted to go in with what your friends were doing without doing your own research. Yeah. But it's so funny because I'll research what type of basketball shoes I need to be wearing. I'll research the NBA, I'll research clothes, and I'll research food. But then when it comes to investing, I'm just like, oh, this sounds cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, what are you talking about? That's like the quickest way to lose money.
Because it's very complicated, people get lazy. So they just put into like one stock.
We've all done that though, by the way.
It's mostly the opposite. If everybody's going this way, you go this way. If everybody's selling, you buy. That's your buying opportunity. If everybody's buying, it's going crazy like fear of missing out, then you might want to start selling and taking profits. The loss is not a loss until you realize, until you actually sell that position, until you actually close that position, right? Most people really cannot day trade, so they have to have that long-term mentality. Invest into what you know, invest into what you believe in, instead of just hearing some coin, you buy it, and then next day you're worried and nervous if I should sell it or not. But if you know that project, then you believe in it, then you're okay, right?
Always remember, DYOR, do your own research. Yep. And another word that's key is DD, due diligence.
We're trying to try out a new restaurant. We always search on Yelp, right? We look at the reviews and think, we always research. But when it comes to money, it's weird, man. People make like weird decisions, like when it comes to money.
Why do you think that is? Is that human nature, or is it because we don't receive enough financial education in our primary years and people like just try to teach you about other stuff, or what is it?
We were taught about S&P 500 index, how it's done well in the past 100 years, then we would open our eyes into different things, right? Instead of just spending our money on expensive shoes or whatever. I mean, I buy expensive shoes, but it was years that I couldn't afford like anything, right?
You also understand macroeconomics and market sentiment. Real quick, man, we just got to get into this stuff because we got to move on because we got a lot of food to eat. So yeah, what are we going for?
Now, so this is how we drink the milk tea. Mongolian men's style.
All right, let's all do it together.
Yeah. Hand on the knee.
Yeah, hand on the knee. Make your stance strong. And then you drink it like this.
Trading.
Right, yeah. Crypto.
All right, everybody, that wraps it up here at Adog Mongolian. We have a lot more to talk about. We are also going to head to one of the hottest Korean restaurants in all of K-Town. So that's our next spot, and we're gonna be talking about inflation, and that leads to your upcoming crypto project, which, you also gotta explain to people. So let's get into it.
All right, you guys, continuing part 2 with Moongjin. We are here at Hanam. This is one of the newest spots in Koreatown, Los Angeles. Hottest foodie spot. We're talking about dishes that a lot of people have not seen before.
They are serving traditional home-style Korean dishes. Now, this is different than your drinking food. This is different than Korean barbecue. This is the next level, done by Chef Kang. I'm excited to get into it.
Looks good, man. I think this is something I would devour.
Yeah. This is the barbarian rib, so not to be stereotypical, but that's for you. Let us talk about trading, inflation, and then your new crypto project in that order. Real quick, any more tips as people get into this trading lifestyle? So many people have the Discords, the Telegrams, their friend runs a subscription Discord. How do you know what's real from fake, man? Because it looks like everybody's rich, but I know that some people are rich, but even of the people who look rich, some people are fake. And how do you tell?
Some like so-called trading influencers, trading coaches like gurus, right? They don't show you. They show you like screenshots or Photoshop photos. They could be renting those cars. It could be their friend's car, but they show them off and try to get them into like selling the dream, try to get them into purchasing their course.
Right, so
that's where actually they make their money,
You made the majority of your money trading for real.
I'll show you my position right now. This is November 23rd. This is not a financial advice, but I'm short Bitcoin right now. I think it's gonna fall down to like 52K area. Then that's where I'm gonna start buying. If you can see here, so I got all my trading apps here, right? This is my FTX account, the exchange account. So I got 2.5 million in that account, and then right now this is minus 100 means I'm minus 100 Bitcoin. So if the price falls, I'm gonna be making a profit.
Let's say it goes from 58 to 52. You're gonna
600K.
You're making 600K, right? $6.
I'm risking about 150K to make 600K. So it's all about risk to reward. So I will give you one trading advice. One trading advice would be, do not go into trades blindfold. If you're risking 500 to make 200, that's a bad trade. If you're risking 500 to make 1,000 or even 1,500, that's a good trade. You make 10 trades, okay? You lost 5 of them. If the risk to reward is 1 to 2 with the 5 trades, how much you make? $10, right? You're losing 5, but you're making $10, and you don't have to win all the time to make money. If the risk to reward is higher, your win ratio could be smaller. Let's say if your risk to reward is 1 to 3, you lost 6 trades, you made money on the 4 trades, 3, 4, that's $12 you made, you lost $6, and you're making in the end $6 profit. It's all about the risk to reward and knowing how much to risk in a single trade.
Right, like is the juice worth the squeeze?
Yes, absolutely.
But you always got to make sure, you guys, that sweet juice is worth that difficult squeeze.
So my best month was back in 2020, December. It was when all the Bitcoin trends started happening. So this is what I made. So if you can see, this is 2020 ending in December 31st, right? So the profit is 1,200,000. The withdrawal, actually money I pulled out of the account is around $1 million. And then if you go here, you'll see my live account, Pepperstone Broker, and then you'll see my name. This is a real account. Again, I use different brokerages because you cannot put all of your money in one basket. So I also use Binance right there. 2 million in Tether just sitting around waiting to buy the dip.
And do you have to have an investment thesis? Do you have to have basically
Absolutely.
some sort of like prediction of what you believe the price action or the factors will consequent in? Right?
You have to make a bold prediction and you have to have a thesis where the currency pair or the investment instrument is going. Is it going to go up or down? If it's going to go up, why do you think that? You have to have 3 reasons. You have to know the market sentiment. If everybody's talking about it or not. Like look at Google Trends. Try to Google if everybody's talking about Bitcoin or not, right? And then second, you have to know the fundamentals. You have to know Bitcoin. There is the Bitcoin is limited in supply, right? And then not a lot of Bitcoins are actually being minted right now. Lots of Bitcoins are getting out of exchanges into cold wallets, meaning people are not selling their Bitcoin. And lots of institutions bought Bitcoin, right? So you have to know that. And then third, your mentality has to be set on something. If you think it's going to go up, then you have to be on that decision, no matter if it's going to go down or not.
Right. If one little tick goes against your thesis, you can't be like chucking it out the window.
Right. As people get into trade, 5 minutes later, it dips. They panic and sell, and then it goes up. Then they end up buying higher. Then it dips. They sell, and it goes up. They end up buying higher. So you cannot be doing that,
Let's just say Bitcoin is at like 57 right now.
Right.
Why do you think it's going to 52 within the next couple days?
Oh, it's all technical. I do a technical analysis to actually make the short-term trading decisions. So what I see now is from 30 in summer, it went up one wave. Okay, wave 1, and there was a correction from 54 to down to 40k correction. And then another wave went up to almost 70, and then now it's time for that correction. And then we're gonna have another wave going up to probably, I don't know, 100k. But this is not a financial advice, but this is called Elliott wave theory. The market goes like a ladder, right? Up, down, up, down, up. It cannot go all the way up. If it's going all the way up all the time, that's a bubble. For most people, just buying the dip is easier. Especially nowadays, central banks printing money like crazy. Companies are buying back their stocks. The loan that they got at 0% interest rate and so much liquidity on the market right now. Just wait for the dip and buy. It's very hard to short the market right now.
Let's just switch gears. Let's dive into some of this food real quick.
Hey, does this rib remind you of a Mongolian dish a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. We eat beef rib. We boil it for like 6-7 hours until the meat falls off the bone.
This fermented raw shrimp is something that I had at the Gwangjang night market over in Seoul, Korea, and they have them in these big tubs and they're fermenting and kind of getting to that point where you can eat it raw, right? Most people, they wouldn't say eat raw shrimp, but you can in sushi and in certain cases, but this is fermented shrimp. So
this is dak goritang. This is just a spicy chicken stew, but potatoes and stuff like that.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about inflation. Earlier, we were talking about the Lambo Urus. Everybody's got to pay a markup for like desirable goods right now. That is due to inflation. What is inflation?
So put it into layman's terms, like if I were to explain it to a 5-year-old, right? Inflation is your money in your pocket is losing its value. Like you have $100 in your pocket and it's losing its value to the point like $95 or $94. Right now, the US inflation is at 6%. So that means $100 in your pocket is worth $94. Meaning you were able to buy something for $100, you can only buy around $94 worth of stuff now
and
with
why
the
is-
$100.
Why is that happening in the US right now? Is it all the stimulus packages? Is it
yes,
just the market's
absolutely.
going crazy? Does
Absolutely.
crypto have something to do with it?
Absolutely.
What are the main reasons?
So what's happening with the US right now is they're giving away lots of money. Lots of people are not working right now.
Unemployment.
Unemployment
Stimulus.
checks, stimulus
PPP,
checks, right?
right?
Where the money comes from? Government doesn't have unlimited supply of money, right? They're not producing at the rate they're spending. That's when you have a budget deficit, right? You're spending more than you can make. You borrow it from like different countries, right? But then again, if you're spending more and more, then you have to print money. Right now, since COVID, US central bank has printed close to 30% of world's total dollar supply within 2 years. Because they're spending at the fast rate, because of unemployment checks, stimulus checks, and people are also spending lots of money right now, it's a little bit balanced. But still, the inflation is at 6%. It's 10-year high. Look at the gas prices. It's about $5-6 right now. It's crazy.
There's no more dollar menu at the fast food places.
Yeah.
It's like a $1.50 menu.
Not anymore.
How about the globe? Like other countries, we can use Mongolia as an example, or other. Someone was talking about El Salvador or Venezuela earlier. I guess is a similar thing happening in those countries?
Oh, yeah.
And why are those countries in different positions?
I think those other countries have been like that for quite a long time, right?
Yeah, only stable country right now is Japan. Any other countries, man, they're in an inflationary economic period right now, and central banks like to say inflation is transitionary, meaning that we can adapt to this. We can adapt to this environment. But let's say some kind of new pandemic breaks out right now. Everybody goes back to home, nobody's coming out, and then people need money. Are they going to print more? Are they going to keep on printing more? Central banks right now, they're keeping the interest rate at zero. After that, what's going to happen? Go into negative. So we don't have any economic measures to fight off any bad economic periods now. So that's what really worries me.
Okay, so let's switch gears. We want to talk about your crypto project, and that does have to do with what we're just talking about. You're just talking about how countries adopting Bitcoin as its currency can help. You guys have a crypto project. It's based in Mongolia. It's called the Inflation Hedging Coin, IHC coin. By the way, this is the part of the video I want to let you guys know. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy IHC coin just because Monk Jim is here. That has nothing to do with it. We're just letting him explain what they're doing out there. And it's a cool project.
I'm not even going to try to promote our coin. Right. People should do their own research.
Do your own research. He's saying it right here.
It's called Inflation Hedging Coin. Problem solving function was to hedge your investment against inflation. At least, right? We're not promising you like 100x return, 200x, but we will promise you stable return, hedging against inflation. So the way it works is at the rate of inflation each year, our coin earns itself at the rate of inflation tied to the US inflation. Next year comes January, we're going to burn about 6% of our market supply.
When you say burn real quick, for the people who really don't know, there's a certain fixed amount of IHC out there in the world, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to just burn 6% of it.
Yes, absolutely.
And you have to do that because to keep up with inflation.
Yeah, to basically normalize the inflation. Other functions include that if you're holding the coin, you're getting rewards from other people's trading activities and trading fees. So basically, when you trade the coin, there are a certain amount of fees that gets accumulated into a different wallet and then distributes back into those holders. So it's really about stable investment, long-term investment type of crypto project.
When did IHC come out?
IHC just came out about 3 months ago. We were based out of Mongolia. The founders were all basically made of guys for themselves. Our founders, they don't have to work for the rest of their lives.
Right, you're saying the founders are self-made. They're not
self-made.
They were already rich prior to the coin.
It's not that like with many crypto projects, the founders are trying to get rich with their project, right? But we're already self-made, and the reason we actually started the project was to actually give back to the community, give them an opportunity to put their investments, at least hedging it against inflation, right? Also to get more opportunities from this hot trending market. We raised $10 million, 30 seconds in Mongolia on 2021, August 25th. If you guys Google it, you'll see all the history about it. And then Mongolia has a $10 billion economy, okay? And we raised $10 million in 30 seconds. The reason was number one, trust. Because Mongolian community, they all know us. They all put their trust in us. Because we're all self-made, we're not trying to rip them off. We're not trying to pump and dump on them, right?
Right. You guys, I mean, because obviously it came out already. You guys didn't pull the rug on anybody, right?
Not at all.
What does it mean to be on Pancake Swap or Ape Swap? Like, because some people are like, I don't even know. I'm just only on Coinbase.
Right.
I don't even know about the swaps yet. Because every exchange has access to purchasing of different coins, right?
Yeah, so DeFi is the next big thing because it basically cuts out the middleman. You and me, we can transact, swap.
Well, as of right now, in the traditional, if you buy on Coinbase, Coinbase is the middleman.
Yes, absolutely. Coinbase
they decide what coins they want to
list. Coinbase is the middleman. But DeFi exchanges, it allows us the liberty and freedom to just exchange what we want between the people, right? So Pancake Swap is one, Ape Swap is another. Pancake Swap, Ape Swap there, BNB based, meaning Binance Smart Chain based. Then ERC, Ethereum based is the Uniswap. We're not on Uniswap yet because right now we launched our coin on BNB, Binance Smart Chain, but we have bridged it to launch on Ethereum as well.
All right, guys, I'm going in for the raw crab right here.
And you know that the flies were going towards it, so that is really like valid. Man, that's really cool because it's like, I think I want to say, right, we were talking earlier, is IHC the first crypto project to kind of come out of Mongolia, but then also not only be for that market, but for a global market?
Yes, our vision is to reach the global audience to help them hedge their investments against inflation, right? Starting from Mongolia and being so successful shows really the proof of concept that our project really works. Mongolia, before our currency was released, didn't believe in crypto. A lot of people thought it was a scam. Once our project got so successful that crypto is the hottest trending thing in Mongolia right now, it showed it works. The concept works. The utility is useful, and people actually need this investment vehicle, right? So that's why so many exchanges reached us out to list our coin on their exchanges, but we're taking our time to get it right, to get it listed on the right exchange with a great trading volume, top 10 exchanges. That's what we're looking for.
All right, so as a fairly new project that's making its way, making its name, how do you decide which exchanges to be on? Because there's so many exchanges out there.
Right.
Some seem maybe more legit than, obviously there's always Coinbase, which everybody knows about, and then there's all these other ones that are more decentralized and deeper cut.
It's simple. We have 3 criteria. First, security. Is the exchange safe? The second, trading volume. How is the liquidity? Enough people are trading on it or using the exchange. And third is user friendliness. So we're trying to reach the global market. Is the exchange in Vietnamese? Is the exchange in Cantonese, right? In different languages. Can it reach more global market? That's what we're really looking for. I mean, our price data and chart shows in Coinbase. Maybe Coinbase is not the first exchange that we're not going after, because Coinbase is more catered towards Americans, right?
Right.
We're looking more abroad than American borders. We're really catered to average Joes, everyday people, right? Who have a little bit of money, but they don't know where to put it, how to hedge against inflation.
Right.
They don't understand this like complicated concept of inflation. Simple. If you invest in our currency, we at least going to hedge it against inflation. It's automatic. It's all on blockchain. You can check it, right? And then second, you're going to be receiving rewards when you hold the coin, like from the transaction fees. The concept is we're not getting anything for ourselves. People hold it. People trade it. People receive the reward. People hedge it against inflation. It's all about that community and the people for us. That sounded like trying to sell, but I'm not really trying to sell. You guys should do your own research and look it up. Don't put in all of your investments into a single coin. Right? Have it diversified. That's what I would say. Yeah.
All right, Monk Jim, we spent a lot of time. We ate a lot of amazing food. You know, we talked about your background. We gave some of your financial suggestions. You also touched on your crypto project, the IAC coin. What are some last takeaways you want people to have from this video?
Do not leave your cash in the checking account. Invest it. Invest it into crypto or equity. Definitely, I'm not really suggesting or selling our crypto project for you to buy. You be your own judge. Do the research. But by the time this video is released, we're gonna be listed on one of the hottest exchanges right now. It has a 1 billion in trading volumes in 24 hours, and it's a good exchange. It's called Bitmart. So look it up. If you want some trading advice or some free good advice, sometimes, like, you know, this is where I'm buying Bitcoin, this is where I'm selling Bitcoin. Follow me on Instagram. You know, this is the Monkjin.
Yeah, no, I saw
I use this momentum for myself.
No, I saw some of the videos with the English subtitles, man.
Yeah.
I was still able to like relate to the advice, man. It's nice,
Really?
man. That's
Nice.
cool. It's cool, man.
That's awesome.
I mean, one of my major takeaways is just that, you know, you need to meet more knowledgeable people and have more conversations about this space, because the crypto space is ever changing. There's all these projects, exchanges, things popping up, some things that go down, some things that go up. And I think at the end of the day, it's just a changing space, and you just got to do your own research and you got to keep up with it.
Remember, guys, like we always say with Upside Mindset, DYOR, do your own research, do your own DD, due diligence, you guys. Just look things up. Very dope story.
Everybody for watching Upside Mindset. This is a series where we just sit down with, you know, successful and interesting individuals, people who have stories to tell, people who have cool projects going on. Again, we're not promoting any one of them. It's just in particular, you just have to do your own research, but we're just introducing them to people. And that's all really we can do.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share this video with anybody who needs to hear this info. Make sure you leave us a comment in the comment section below for the algorithm. And until next time, we're out.
Peace.